And we start in the Middle East with concerns mounting. The fragile ceasefire between the US and Iran is under severe strain. President Trump said on Monday the US has struck 7 Iranian small boats as it works to open the Strait of Hormuz, severely constricted now for over 2 months. The UAE and South Korea both reported strikes on ships in the vital channel on Monday, and the UAE also said a fire broke out at the oil port of Fujairah after an Iranian attack. But the shipping company Maersk told the BBC one of its US-flagged vessels had successfully left the strait with US military protection under what Trump has called Project Freedom. In turn, it's been labelled Project Deadlock by Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas, Araghchi, who says there is no military solution to a political crisis. In recent hours, the White House has released a statement saying that the United States is undertaking a humanitarian initiative to restore freedom of navigation for commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, while maintaining a successful naval blockade on Iranian ports, asserting United States dominance over the waterways. Here's the president speaking on Monday evening at the White House.
They have no Navy, they have no Air Force, they have no anti-aircraft equipment, they have no radar, they have no nothing. They have no leaders, actually. The leaders happen to be gone also, but can't let them have a nuclear weapon, or you'd have problems like nobody would believe, and it's going very well.
Well, Jacob Larson is Chief Safety and Security Officer of the Baltic and International Maritime Council. It's the largest association of ship owners in the world. I asked him for his take on the situation in the Strait of Hormuz.
Since yesterday, Iran has again demonstrated that they're able to project power into the Strait of Hormuz, and that the US does not have sea control of that area. And I mean, to the shipping industry, of course, it's quite problematic that ships are now again being attacked as the consequence of Trump's decision to violate Iran's terms. Let's see how it all pans out. The question is, for how long are the two parties able to continue to maintain their current military posture? Will Iran be able to continue to exercise a degree of control over the Strait of Hormuz, or will the US eventually be able to break that dominance that Iran currently has over the strait?
Well, Goldman Sachs has warned that global oil stocks are approaching their lowest levels for 8 years, and the speed of depletion is a concern. The price of the benchmark Brent crude was up some 6% on Monday. In the face of the ongoing tensions, it's still trading at around $113 a barrel. Well, Goldman estimates that total global oil stocks we're now at 101 days of global demand, with refined stocks much lower. Meanwhile, the Iranian economy is facing a deepening crisis with rapidly rising prices, falling currency value and prospects of the oil exports grinding to a halt. Pratibha Thakur is Regional Director for Middle East and Africa at the Economist Intelligence Unit. I asked her how concerning Goldman Sachs' warning is.
Very much so, I would say. We're a third month into the conflict, and I think it's important to understand what Project Freedom is all about. Yes, it's partly perhaps it's about humanitarian, but it is also to address this growing crisis with the geopolitical energy crisis that we've been seeing since the beginning of March. And I think it's very, very important to distinguish what Project Freedom really means. It sounds very robust than it actually is. And it's very important to understand they're not securing the passage of the commercial vessels. They're actually guiding them that have been stuck there for a long time. Very much the case, it's the market really is seeing a distinction here, and this is where the prices comes in. Despite this Project Freedom announcement, which the Iranians have said is Project Dead already, it does not remove the core risk. Iran is still able to disrupt shipping, and shipping companies and insurers will remain super cautious. This effectively means constrained flow of oil, gas, other commodities, and very much we expect prices to remain very elevated, reflecting disruptive supplies, the glut in the oil market already. even if the war ends tomorrow, it will not be an instant reset. It will take several months for confidence to rebuild, insurance costs to come down, shipping to pick up, and supply chains to stabilize. All of this together will influence the global energy markets, effectively prices for both oil and gas.